Talking Luther College Wrestling with head coach Dave Mitchell. Iowa Conference duels this past weekend in Indianola. Very good day for your squad. 3 matches, 3 victories. Talk about what you took away from the Indianola Saturday.
Guys really fought hard, Darren. There's a lot of fight going back to the Wartburg duel and now carrying through this last weekend. Just a lot of fight across the board, and that's really fun to see. And some guys are really progressing. Evan Obert has had a really good run here now the last few weeks, getting to the point that we think he can be at down the stretch here. And so he had 3 major decisions and didn't give up a single point in the process. I think 26 points for Evan and 0 points for his opponents, and that's always great to see and fun to see him rewarded with that for male Iowa Conference Athlete of the Week this week too. But other guys just keep progressing. Tristan Zerflu is a guy that's just been showing a lot of fight, wrestled very hard, had some nice wins for us, and wrestled a nationally ranked kid from Loris, very tough as well. Dakota Gray had a couple of big pins for us. He's the kind of guy that can produce those types of things, and that's a big momentum changer in duels. Jaden DeVilbus continues to be very dominant. And then Connor Herman, throughout a bunch of injuries this season, kind of coming back from some injuries. He just, when we need him, he performs for us, and he did a nice job in that first duel against Coe and pulled off a win.
And it's getting to the point, about a month ago, you were giving up a lot of those bonus points, and now you're starting to get those bonus points, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to that fight. And every week you got to bring it. Just every single week you have to bring it. And the Iowa Conference schedule is a grueling one, and we have another big, tough duel this week. And it's similar to the Big Tens and Division Ones, is that there's no off week. You have to bring it every single week and fight your butt off. And the guys have done that the last 2 weeks. And that means not only are you going to get bonuses when you're fighting like that, but it means when you're outmatched. Those guys are fighting hard, and we had some tight matches with some nationally ranked kids. I mentioned Zerflu, but Justin Kreider also had a match against a nationally ranked kid, and he was right there because he's just fighting so doggone hard. And that's fun to see, too. So not only are you getting bonus points with that fight, but you're preventing bonus points against those best guys.
And you talk about that fight, I'd imagine that starts in the room with your entire roster.
Yeah, it's a good group of guys, Darren. I've been saying that all season. We like them a lot. And, we still have 2 of our best wrestlers that aren't on the mat yet, and we're hoping to get closer to getting them back in there. And then we've got some guys like Connor Herman that I mentioned, and another guy that have, kind of been nursing a lot of injuries that have been trying to come back, and they're getting healthy now, and so they're going to get more consistent training. And so it's a great group of guys, and we just feel really, really good about where they're at. Their attitude is outstanding. Their fight is outstanding, and we think that they can be very good down the stretch. So we're excited about them.
Coming up this Thursday night, back home for a home duel. You guys in Dubuque, a couple of Riceville high school graduates duking it out from the coaching perspective. Always fun when you guys get together, I'd imagine.
It is. John McGovern, as you mentioned, one of my best friends growing up, and I was actually in Riceville last night for a JV tournament, and fun to go back there and see the tradition of wrestling that Riceville had at the time, and Coach Ripley had a big impact on all of us. And John and I have carried that rivalry through, and so there'll be a good group of Ricevillians that come over, I think, to watch it too. But John's team is wrestling really, really tough. They wrestled well last weekend also, had a nice win, and they have a good team. So like I mentioned, every week you've got to bring it.
All right, Coach, hopefully you can do it indeed that come Thursday night. We wish best of luck.
Thanks, Darren.
Dave Mitchell talking Luther College Wrestling.